Greetings and welcome to the October 22nd edition of The Pulse. I'm Glyza Fuentes. This week on The Pulse, we kick off the 2021 school year with a series of unique stories handpicked from the Manchester community and brought to you by Manchester High School students. Coming up, we'll discover how MHS students are adapting to this year's return to full-time in-person school and also highlight a business that helps bring autumn to life. Stay tuned for all that and more on this first episode of The Pulse. For our lead story this week, Kate Regan takes to the halls of MHS to discover how students are adapting to this year's full-time school schedule.
For many teenagers, the return to the sound of their blaring alarm every morning can be a struggle. However, as we come back from a school year filled with minimal social interaction and virtual meets, it is worth it to regain a feeling of comfort made inside these MHS halls. This year, all students and staff are back in the building every day from 7:30 to 2 p.m., following safety protocols including mask wearing, quarantining rules, and sanitizing actions in order to keep this full schedule running. Although this is a challenging and stressful adjustment, it is also a return back to a sense of regularity for the MHS community. Medical careers teacher Ms. Lambert is excited to connect with her students on a regular basis this year.
I'm going to say teaching is so much easier when I actually get to see my students. I never thought I would have to say that because that's what teaching used to be. But when we changed the model, I had to change with it, and I'm so glad to return to the original.
As if coming back to school from being on a hybrid schedule isn't different enough, English teacher Ms. Patel was fully remote last year. After only being connected with her coworkers and students through a screen last year, her ease back to school has been comforting.
Right now, this is way better. It's way more comfortable. Yes, it's still an adjustment. I'm not going to say that it's, the easiest, but it's better than it was last year. 100%.
Not only is it a shift for teachers to come back to school fully, as you can imagine, it is for students too. Nicole Donovan is an MHS student who has been juggling the stress of a fall sport, a job, applying for college, and the senior workload. Now she is back in school fully for the last year of her high school career.
I'm actually really excited to be back to school full time because last year it's like we didn't really do anything fun for the school. I guess no extra activities outside of school. And so coming back and being able to do everything, that's really nice.
Manchester High School is such a positive place to be this time of the year. Continue communicating with your teachers and using this full-time schedule to your advantage in order to ensure a successful school year. From The Pulse, this has been Kate Regan reporting.
Our return to school marks not only change for students, but also cooler weather, foliage, pumpkin spice lattes, and everything else fall. Tyler Jett travels down to Main Street to see how downtown Manchester is celebrating this change of seasons.
Every fall, scarecrows are made and put up on the sidewalks of Main Street to add a festive feel to the area. The unique arrangement of scarecrows attracts many people to downtown Manchester every year to take pictures and admire the remarkable works of art. People on the street admire the scarecrows, but what they don't realize is what they mean for local businesses.
We have a lot of scarecrows left and right. As you can see, we have Iron Man. It's not the right color, but what they do so far is it gives people a chance to see what our community is actually doing for others. And also, the more people who come check them out, they come check out our store and other stores as well. And it's also just for stuff.
Another popular local business on Main Street, the Angry Egg, is greatly benefiting from the scarecrows.
So the scarecrows for local businesses on Main Street, it's amazing. It's fun for us all to participate in this, and I really think it helps to draw the consumers downtown. So this year there was a message. We had a theme that we had to create from, so it was Undercover Hero, which was a challenge, but my super egg here, he's a hero because he's an egg, and eggs are heroes because they feed you, but he's also a superhero because he's a chef and he cooks for you. And then I have my little exceptional Eggie over here, which I have a neighbor who's a wood carver, and I thought it would be great to have a cutout so the little people could put their head in there and pretend that they were an undercover superhero as well. I just love seeing all of the other merchants put together their scarecrows. That's my favorite part.
As you can see, the Scarecrow tradition sheds light on Main Street and brings out the festivity of the fall season in Manchester. From the Pulse, this has been Jared Lindstrom reporting.
Downtown Manchester isn't the only place in town to seek out fall spirit. Our own Sam Belcher explores Botticello Farms and how this local landmark helps residents to create their own autumn traditions.
Botticello's is a locally run farm stand right on the edge of Manchester. Open 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. 7 days a week, it's among the last of its kind in the area, being the only remaining farm stand in the town. The business has been family-owned and run since 1973. Second-generation owner Tony Botticello talked about the importance of Botticello's not only to Manchester, but to himself.
When I was a young kid, my father said that someday this could be yours, but you got to promise me that it'll always be a farm, and I take that very serious, and I'm never going back on that promise. I go down kicking and screaming if I have to.
Although the summer has brought hardship towards the fall season, Botticello's has still found their way to push through.
We had 7,000 mums back there, and we sold them all in 2 weeks. Some of them didn't even have flowers. This year, we had some rain, and it was a disaster. We lost most of our pumpkins. Even this time of year where we're selling mums and stuff like that, we're still selling corn and tomatoes and squash and all the summer stuff too, so it's a big deal.
From mums and corn to tomatoes and pumpkins, Botticello's has a wide variety of items this fall season. Remember, you can stop by from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. 7 days a week for farm fresh produce. From the Pulse, this has been Sam Belcher reporting.
From the pumpkin patch to the soccer field, fall is truly in the air. Matt Cody takes to the sidelines to meet John Cohen, an MHS coach that is trading his Manchester cleats for some international new ones.
Boys soccer coach John Cohen has been a big influence in the MHS community. Next summer, Coach Cohen will be coaching the under-16 boys soccer team for the Maccabi Games. This is also known as the Jewish Olympics. The Maccabi Games will be taking place in Israel, July 15th, 2022.
My role is primarily to be the head coach of the team, but leading up to the games, it's been the selection of the team. We've had tryouts in Miami, New York, Philadelphia, and Los Angeles. Probably had over about 80 athletes try out.
This is not Coach's first time either. He was nominated as coach back in 2018 and again in 2019. As mentioned before, many people in the MHS community look up to Cohen in many ways. Here's what captains Chris Dubois and Kyle Anderson have to say about their coach.
I think Cohen is a very tough coach, he can be, but he gives great criticism to not just like the captains, but the whole team.
He's a good coach. He always tells the truth. He never sugarcoats anything, and he brings a lot of intensity to the game.
As the season comes to a close, Coach Cohen's hard work and dedication will not go unseen. We wish him the best of luck at the Maccabi Games. From the Pulse, this has been Matt Cody reporting.
Well, Manchester, those are all the stories we have for you this week. Next week, Jason Skoog will spotlight cross-country coach Mike Benzinski, and Dylan Jackson will highlight how MHS students are celebrating Spirit Week. Make sure to follow our Instagram page at MHS_television, check out our website, mhstelevision.com, and email Mr. Larson at b11elars@mpspride.org with any story ideas. That's it for this week, Manchester. From the Pulse, this has been Glyza Fuentes.